It's actually not a bong. What's going on, everyone? It's Chris from 416 Coffee, and this is episode 22 of Coffee with Chris. Now, in this episode, I'm going to show you how to brew with the always weird, always super cool Siphon brewer, also known as a vacuum pot. So the vacuum pot is a Japanese style brewer. It kind of combines a few different things. It has a paper filter or a superfine mesh filter you can use, and it uses some of the kind of techniques or processes we're used to with an immersion brewer, so something like a French press, but it does it in a very cool way, almost like a glass mocha pot, but you'll see what I'm talking about in just a sec. So all you're going to need is your Siphon brewer, 40 grams of ground coffee, freshly ground, freshly roasted. Today we're using the Kenya Rockabero Pea Berry, and you're going to need this medium. I'd say like something you would use for drip coffee is fine if you're using the paper filter. You want to go a bit coarser if you're just using the metal filter. And then you're going to need some sort of stirring device, and that can be either this kind of like rubberized plastic they have, or you can use something wood. So first thing, and the major key here, preheat your water. Preheat your water, because if you do not, you will just waste a lot of butane warming up your water. So first things first, we're going to fill the bulb to the 600 mark with water. Like I said, use hot water. It'll make your life so much easier, and it'll speed up this process exponentially. So once you are at the 600 mark, what you're going to do is you're going to take the top of your brewer and you're going to funnel this guy through, and this is your filter. So this is kind of spring loaded. You're going to pull it down and you're just going to hook it on the edge here, and that's going to make a nice seal. And at the beginning of the brewing, you're going to put this in just like so, like slightly ajar. Do not make a complete seal yet. And then we're going to light this guy and crank it up as high as it'll go and put it right in the center underneath. And now we're going to wait. So usually if you use cold water, this would take a long time to get to this point where it's starting to bubble up. But because we preheated our water, it was like 10, 15, 20 seconds, we're already there. So that's why you preheat the water. You will save the butane, and the actual outcome is going to be the exact same. So once your siphon starts to come to a boil, as it is now, we're going to take this guy at the top and we're just going to seat it perfectly so that it locks itself right in. Alright, we are boiling, so we're just going to put that guy like so. And now the water is starting to come up to the second chamber. So we're going to let that happen. Alright, so now that it's at the top, we're going to turn this guy down just to low, just to keep it going. And we're going to add 40 grams of coffee. And the second you add your coffee, you want to get in there and start stirring it around. Make sure it all gets nice and wet. Make sure it all gets saturated. And now set your timer. We're going to let it brew for around 30 seconds. Turn this guy just a bit lower. So it's brewing, it's brewing, it's brewing. Keep stirring. It's gonna go for a minute 30, and then we're gonna kill the heat entirely and let it brew back. Now, don't worry if there's some water left in the bottom. That will always happen with these brewers, and it's not a big deal because the coffee that we're brewing up here is ridiculously strong. I mean, the end result of this thing is a really strong cup of coffee. So don't worry if there's some water in the bottom, it's going to taste great, I promise. So once it's been around a minute 30, what you're going to do is you're going to kill the heat completely and let it finish up. As you can see, it's just brewing right back into the bottom bulb, and you're gonna have a great cup of coffee. You know it's over when you see like kind of this almost like puck shape kind of appear. This top glass can sometimes get really hot. Sometimes it's okay for you to grab it with your hands. Just be careful. Do not grab the bottom glass with your hands. That thing is smoking hot. And this guy has a beautiful stand over here. So you just put that right there. And there you have it. There is Siphon coffee. And I don't know, that only took like probably a couple minutes. So this brewer is super cool. Obviously, it's kind of a mess in the sense of like you have to clean it up, you need a burner. So I understand it's a lot of work. I'm definitely not recommending this like that it should be your everyday thing, but it's super cool. It makes a great cup of like extremely strong coffee. And we're gonna have them. We'll have it at the coffee bar soon. We'll be able to do these on certain days. So you'll be able to stop in, try some Siphon coffee. And they're relatively inexpensive if you did want to have this at home. I don't know if you're entertaining guests, you want to do something crazy, or if you're just a coffee nerd like me, it might be something fun to play with. But anyways, as always, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think of the Siphon brewer in the comments below, and I'll see you next time.